as soon as I got to Mournhold anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, but what if you got attacked by something on the way to Ebonheart? What, a rat? I would have... who cares? Apelles Mattius sends us to Ascian Rain to secure a teleport, to Mournhold so I can clear up this quirky little misunderstanding with the Dark Brotherhood. Who would want to assassinate me? I'm just a guy who arrived in Morrowind who hasn't done a damn thing to pose a threat to anyone, especially not Morrowind's monarchy. Oh, it's a bug probably? This shouldn't happen until much later? Bethesda. We arrive in Mournhold, naked as the day we're born. Orcs are born with undergarments. And are greeted by the incessant buzzing of the local fauna. You can just tell this place is humid as all get out. If the Elder Scrolls Online is anything to go by, Deshaan, where Mournhold is pretty swampy. Okay, we need gold. There's plenty of stuff to steal in the Legion district of Mournhold, cheap weapons in the crates, but mostly alchemy supplies in the urns and sacks. The problem is that many of the merchants in Mournhold have stupidly high mercantile levels, meaning they won't pay much for anything you're trying to sell them. That is, unless you have a high mercantile level yourself. Perhaps you see where I'm going with this. Lorena Maria sells spells, such as Masterful Fluid Evasion, Fortify Unarmored 15 points for 60 seconds. Useless as is, but with how spellmaking works, I just need to buy any of her Fortify skill spells to be able to make my own custom Fortify skill spells, in any skill, not just the one I bought. All I need is several hundred gold to buy the initial Fortify spell, and a little more gold to make my own Fortify Mercantile spell. Once I have that, gold will be no problem whatsoever. With high enough Mercantile, you can buy and sell the same item over and over again to a merchant and turn a profit. It's really silly, and is why I love Morrowind. But how do I get that 600-ish gold if all the vendors will only buy stuff for me for a single septum? Even this whole stack of 105 salt rice? Ratesh, the innkeeper, will only buy it for 1 gold. I need to open and close the shop over and over again to get 105 septums for all of it. That's too tedious for me. In the Great Bazaar, I can sell some of the weapons I pinched for 20 septums to Darren. Better than nothing, I suppose, but there's gotta be a better way. Well, there is. At first, I wanted to gear up, at least a little bit, before diving into the sewers below Mournhold. Maybe get myself a longsword with a bit of extra reach so I can rope-a-dope the goblins. But I knew the amount of time it would take selling items for peanuts above ground would take much longer than just throwing myself at the goblins over and over again, in hopes of getting lucky and walking away with its weapon and shield. So, to the sewers we go. I'm going to keep the call to action short. If you like my content, you should subscribe.